So a very good morning, and today our group want to discuss about the element of art. So before start, my name is Wong Suying and I come from Perak.
My name is Yung Ling and I'm from Sarawak.
My name is Ixiuling. I come from Sarawak.
So in my opinion, I think the element of art are the stylistic features that are included within an art piece to help the artist communicate. So in our daily life, they have the seven most common elements include the line, shape, texture, form, space, color and value with the addition of marking and materiality. So when analyzing these intentionally utilized elements, the viewer is guided toward a deeper understanding of the work. So could you describe something about the line?
Yes, sure. In my opinion, I think lines are marks moving in a space between 2 points whereby a viewer can visualize the stop movement, direction, and intention based on how the line is oriented. Line describe an outline capable of producing texture according to their length and curve. There are different types of lines artists may use, including actual, implied, vertical, horizontal, diagonal, and contour lines, which all have different functions. Lines are also situational elements, requiring the viewer to have knowledge of the physical world in order to understand their flexibility, rigidity, synthetic nature, or life. Do you agree with me?
Yeah, sure. Now I would like to talk about shape. A shape is a two-dimensional design and cast by lines to signify its height and width structure, and also can have different values of color used within it to make it appear three-dimensional. In animation, shapes are used to give a character a distinct personality and features, with the animator manipulating the shapes to provide new life. There are also many different types of shapes an artist can use and fall under either geometrical shapes defined by mathematics or organic shapes created by an artist. Simplistic geometrical shapes include circles, triangles, squares, and provide a symbolic and synthetic feeling, whereas acute angle shapes with sharp points are perceived as dangerous shapes. Rectilinear shapes are viewed as dependable and more structurally sound, while curvilinear shapes are chaotic and adaptable. So, do you have any idea about your point?
Yes. So I think the form is also one of the point in the element of art. This is because form is a three-dimensional object with volume of height, width, and depth. This object includes the cube, surface, and cylinders. Form is often used when referring to physical work of art like the sculptures, as form is connected most closely with those three-dimensional work. So now, can you describe something for the color?
Yes, sure. In my opinion, I think color is an element consisting of hues, of which there are three properties: hues, chroma, or intensity and value. Color is present when light strikes an object and is reflected back into the eye. The reaction to a hue arising in the optic nerve. The first of the properties is hues, which in the distinguishable color like red, blue, or yellow. The next property is value, meaning the lightness or darkness of the hue. The last is chroma or intensity, distinguishing between strong and weak colors. A visual representation of chromatic skill is observable through the color wheel that use the primary colors.
Yes, then I would like to add another point like space. Space refers to the perspective like distance between and around, and proportion, like size between shapes and objects, and how their relationship with the foreground or background is perceived. There are many different types of spaces an artist can achieve for different effects, like a positive space refers to the areas of the work with a subject, while negative space is the space without a subject. An open and closed space coincides with three-dimensional art, like sculptures, where open spaces are empty, and also closed spaces contain physical sculptural elements. Yes, so do you have any idea about the texture?
Yes, of course. So I think texture is used to describe the surface quality of the work, referencing the type of light the artist created. The surface quality can either be tactile or the strictly visual. Tactile surface quality is mainly seen through the three-dimensional work like the sculptures, as the viewer can see or feel the different textures present, while the richer surface quality is described how the eyes perceive the texture based on the visual cues. So can you describe something for the value?
Yes, sure. In my opinion, I think value refer to the degree of perceivable lightness of tone within an image. The elements of value is compatible with the term luminosity and can be meant in various units designating electromagnetic radiation. The difference in value is often called contrast and reference the lightest and darkest tones of a work of art, with an infinite number of gray variants in between. While it is most relative of the grayscale talk, it is also exemplified within color images. Can you describe about something from?
Yes. So I think I will already explain the meaning of the point in the element of art. So I think we can now explain the importance of the point in the element of art. So for me, I think in the form, the importance of form in is three-dimensionality. This is because form refers to the three-dimensional quality of object or the illusion of depth and volume in a two-dimensional artwork. It allows artists to represent objects as they exist in the physical world, giving them a sense of a solidity and depth. Other than is the richer interest. Form adds the richer interest and complexity to artwork. The manipulation of form can create a variation in light and shadow, which in turn can enhance the overall composition and draw the viewer eyes to specific areas of the artwork. And the third is composition. Forms plays a significant role in the composition of an artwork. The arrangement of form in space and their relationship to each other contribute to the overall balance, harmony, and richer impact of the composition. And in the last is the variety and contrast. Form can be used to introduce variety and contrast into an artwork. By varying the form of object or shapes, artists can create a richer interest and dynamic within a composition. So now can you describe something for the space?
Yes, like as you know, space is a fundamental concept with significant importance across various disciplines and aspects of life. Like in architecture and interior design, space is a critical element. It determines how buildings and interior spaces are planned, organized, and utilized. Also, effective use of space can enhance functionality and aesthetics and comfort. Other than that, space is a crucial element in the visual arts. Like artists use space to create something like balance, depth, and perspective in their works. Negative space, or the area around and between objects, can be as important as the objects themselves in creating a composition. And apart from that, space is also an essential for understanding environmental processes and ecosystem. It allows us to monitor climate, study weather patterns, and also track changes in the environment. Like space-based technologies such as satellites play a vital role in environmental monitoring and also conservation. So I would like to know about your point, like importance of line in art.
Yes, sure. In my opinion, I think lines is very important because lines can define shape, create volumes, and add texture and visual interest to any artworks. Lines can be either straight or curved and can be of any size or thickness. Artists manipulate lines to achieve various effects, and how a line is oriented can also influence its meaning. For example, horizontal lines often evoke calmness and stability, while vertical lines convey a sense of strength and power. In addition to their purely aesthetic function, lines help establish the different parts of a drawing or painting and create a sense of depth and perspective. And then line can also direct the viewer's gaze across the composition, leading the eyes from one element to another. Lines are versatile tools artists use to create rich and complex works of art. In summary, lines are a versatile and essential elements in art, serving various functions from defining from a composition to covering emotion and style. They provide artists with a means of creative expression and communication, making them a cornerstone of artistic practice.
Yes, so like your information is very detailed, and so now I would like to continue to my point, which is shapes. Shapes are really important elements in various fields and disciplines, including art, design, mathematics, and even in our everyday lives. They are fundamental in the visual arts, including painting, sculpture, graphic design, and photography. They also serve as building blocks for creating images and also conveying ideas. Unlike different shapes can evoke different emotions or messages. Besides, in design, shapes are crucial for creating aesthetically pleasing and functional layouts. They help organize space, create balance, and guide the viewer's eye. So understanding shape principles is essential for designer in fields like interior design, architecture, and also web design. And other than that, shapes are also used for identifying objects and patterns in our environment. Our ability to recognize familiar shape is essential for everyday tasks like reading road sign, distinguishing letters and numbers, and also identifying objects. So, do you agree with me?
Yes, I was very agree with you. And in my opinion, the importance of the texture in the element of art is the texture quality. This is because texture refers to the surface quality of an object or artwork, and it can be both seen and felt. The tactile quality of textures engages the viewer on a sensory level, allowing them to connect with the artwork physicality and emotionality. So other that is the visual interest. So the visual interest is very important because the texture adds the visual interest and complexity to an artwork. It can break up the monotonous surface and create areas of contrast and variation, making the composition more visually engaging and dynamic. And other that is the depth and dimension. Texture can create the illusion of depth and three-dimensionality in a two-dimensional artwork. By manipulating the texture of object and surface, artists can simulate the way light interact with various material, enhancing the realism of the depicted scenes. And the next is the realism and abstraction. In realistic art, texture is essential for accurately representing the tactile quality of object and surface. In abstract or non-representation art, texture can be used in a more experimental and explicit way, pushing the boundaries of artistic interpretation. And another that is the emotional impact. Different texture can evoke the various emotional and moods. For example, raw, jagged texture might convey the texture or the discomfort, while smooth, soft texture can evoke the feeling of calm or the comfort. So the artist can use texture to enhance the emotional impact of their work. And in the last is the narrative and storytelling. So texture can be used to convey information and tell a story within an artwork. For instance, the texture of weathered wood can suggest the history of an object or a scene of age and decay. So can you describe something for the color?
Yes, sure. In my opinion, I think color is very important because colors can have a profound impact on our response to the piece. Color is an important tool that artists use to create visual interest, set moods, and cover message. The value of color can be used to create visual interest and contrast. For example, using light color against dark colors can help create a sense of depth. The hue of a color can be used to set the mood of a speech. Warm colors such as red and yellow tend to be energizing, while cool colors like blue and green can be calming. Saturation can also create a mood. Highly saturated colors are often associated with excitement or hostility, while these saturated colors cover a sense of calmness or relaxation. Color is a powerful tool that artists can use to create harmony, contrast, visual interest, and mood in their work. By understanding the different effects of colors, artists can use them more effectively to communicate their ideas and create stunning works of art. Then, value also very important because value in art create the illusion of form, space, and light. Lighter value recess into the distance, while darker ones appear closer. Value is a lightness or darkness of color. When we talk about the values of color, we are referring to how light or dark it appears. Value can also create mood and atmosphere in a piece of art. For example, a painting with high contrast values will appear more dynamic than one with low contrast value. It can also be created by using color, either through different hues or by adding black or white to a color. The principle of design concerned with value is called chiaroscuro, which means light dark. Chiaroscuro is often used in figurative painting to create the illusion of three-dimensional space on a two-dimensional surface.
Yes, so from all of this information, we know about the meaning and the importance of elements of art for in our daily life. So the conclusion is the elements of art are both fun as useful. Yes, so we should remember line, shape, form, space, texture, value, and color. So, like knowing these elements will allow you to analyze, appreciate, write, and chat about art, as well as being of help should you create art yourself. So, this is the end of our discussion.
Thank you.
Thank you.